So it's controversy time again in the deaf community. So a lot of deaf influencers are kind of under fire right now because of their relationship with Hearview and the captioning glasses. Now, captioning glasses are not new, and I've talked about them before, and I am one of the influencers, if you will, that Hearview did not come to make a video for them. Probably because they've seen my videos talking smack about other ones, so I get it. But no, captioning glasses are not new. I did try out Google's captioning glasses. I don't know if they still make them, but back in 2016 when I was at YouTube Next Up bootcamp and the YouTube spaces were a thing, they had a pair of the glasses that they said I could try out if I wanted to. I did have a captioner, and my captioner also knew some ASL. My ASL was really bad back then, but you know, it was an option. It helped still. But I did get to try the glasses, and to be honest, while I understood the point of them, and I still understand the point of them today, I like them in theory. I don't care for them personally. In actuality, they hurt. They were very uncomfortable. I have also used the captioning glasses at the cinema only once. It was at was it a Regal theater? It was the only time I had ever seen them. Otherwise, I'm usually an AMC girl. I didn't like the glasses then either because you kind of have to look down because they're right in the corner. They're down below in this corner, and I kind of felt like I always had to move my eyes down, and I felt like it was such a headache and I was going cross-eyed. It's just much more accessible to watch it in front of you naturally, as you naturally would watching television. So Hearview has their own glasses because everybody and their mother already having them wasn't enough. And they were sending this stuff out to so many deaf influencers. Again, not me. I'm not good enough. It's fine, really. Especially now. I'm very glad I'm not caught up in that. They were already kind of controversial to begin with because they are $2,000. That's more than my rent. That is more than the rent of the apartment building that I would like to move into in the summer. Statistically, deaf people are severely underemployed or unemployed. Now, that's not 100%. There's not 100% unemployment rate. There are deaf people who have good paying jobs, and they could probably have access to that, especially with the $300 code that Hearview was giving to the influencers to give out. So that brought it down to like $1,700, and I think occasionally there was a sale. I think it was now actually that there's a $600 off sale. So a lot of, deaf civilians, if you will, the non-influencers, they were kind of like, what the heck at the price? And now there's a couple of other deaf influencers that are like, why are you complaining about the price and this and that? I don't think it matters if it's a hearing person or a deaf person. When things are expensive, people have something to say about it. Go look at any makeup influencer, any other tech influencer, and this and that, whoever the other. If it's expensive, people are gonna say something. And it is expensive. It's more than somebody's rent, and you gotta carry it around, and does it rely on Wi-Fi? Which is also another issue. That's another accessibility barrier. Again, it's something that I love in theory, but I don't love in actuality. But anyway, the controversy is what, you might ask? Another very prominent deaf content creator, primarily on Facebook, I think, Rikki's Home, I think that's how you say her name. She made a video about how she doesn't think Hearview glasses are genuine. As in the fact that they potentially, allegedly, took the glasses from a company called Inmo, I-N-M-O. I'm gonna call it Inmo. She states that the glasses were taken from that company, repackaged, put their name brand on, and then pretended it's their app or whoever, whatever. Also speculation that Inmo or Hearview may have taken it from Temu, because Temu also has these glasses, but for $300. Now, there was a moment in time where Inmo had the glasses on sale very shortly, very temporarily, from they also charge like $1,700 for the glasses, so they're both expensive. But there was a moment in time, it was like an hour, that the glasses were on sale on Temu for like $350. But apparently on Temu, you can get that for $300. And now there's a back and forth between a couple of influencers saying that Temu's fake and this and that. This is reminding me of the BetterHelp scandal, which, if you have been following me for a long time, I believe I also took a sponsorship from BetterHelp. I don't know what I did with that video. It's still up. But that is a company I no longer work with. I only did once, and I think it was actually through a third-party agency rather, which is a little bit different and a little less pay than going through them directly or them coming to you directly. But anyways, a lot of stuff came out that BetterHelp and its therapist were not legit or not legitimate enough, and that BetterHelp system was also not great, and people were getting scammed and being charged or overcharged when they shouldn't have been. This is kind of reminding me of that, just with technology instead of with therapy. I can't say whether or not the Hearview glasses are real or fake. I mean, they're real. The question is, did Hearview actually take the glasses from Temu or from Temu and then just repackage it and make it more expensive? And I think some of the influencers that are getting upset that other influencers or just regular people are getting upset about this, that it's just about the price, but no, now the new talk of the town is just the fact that potentially, allegedly, Hearview took something and what's the term that I'm looking for? They do this in makeup a lot. And if you know, I used to be a makeup YouTuber way back in the day, private labeled. So they just took something wholesale in bulk and then slapped their name on it, private labeled it, and then pretended it was theirs and shipped it out, and then got a bunch of different influencers. Although, you know, I do wonder how many more people will actually purchase these glasses because of seeing these videos. When I had the very rare moment that somebody comes to me for a brand deal and doesn't ghost me later, I never expect people to basically make good on the ROI, on the return of investment. Return on investment, return of investment. One of those. But I've also never, I've never promoted anything as expensive as those glasses, but I did do a whole series with Google about the Pixel. But you know what? People use their phones. People use their phones every day, and the Pixel, you get to use it every day because you're going to use your phone, right? And it comes with live transcribe already on it. And in my opinion, I think that it's a lot better and it's a lot more of a hassle. I don't have my Pixel on me, it's somewhere in this mess, but I do prefer a Google Pixel. And that's just me not having experienced the Hearview glasses or whatever company it actually is, but I've used caption glasses before. So yeah, with all that to say, I don't know what's actually happening. I don't think Hearview has made a statement. So far, the only new statements I have seen is from influencers who have been, that's another thing to talk about. A lot of these influencers have not really been disclosing that their ads are sponsored or gifted in a way that they should. A lot of influencers lately have been having sponsorships or just brand deals, right? And it's been so cool to see, but a lot of them haven't been disclosing with an ad or a paid collaboration or even gifted. And I know this because I was working behind the scenes for a campaign, and every time I would mention that this needs to be disclosed as an ad, it wouldn't get disclosed as an ad, and I'm like, oh my god. But you can get in cahoots with the FTC if you don't disclose that it's a sponsorship, if it's an ad. If it's gifted, you don't necessarily have to say that it's an ad or a sponsor, because the payment, if I recall, is what makes it more of an ad or a sponsor. But if it's gifted, you can literally just say, hey, I was gifted this thing. I'm not being paid for it. I'm not being paid to talk about it, but they did gift it to me. A company is paying you $5,000 to make a video, you have to say that the video was sponsored and that this is an ad, and thank you company for sponsoring this video. Sometimes you have to say it in the video, sometimes you have to say it in the caption. If it's on Instagram, you typically have to put paid collaboration with or by the company. And not disclosing is nothing new. Hearing influencers have been under fire for years about this. It's nothing new. I had made like story posts and stuff basically telling everybody in general, hey, when you have a sponsored video, when you're being paid to make a video, you need to disclose that it's an ad or you can get in trouble. And then people were like, oh, I had no idea. So sometimes it simply is just, oh, I did not know, especially since one of them was, under the age of 18. So, okay, if you're an adult, if you're a grown adult, and you are making content, and you're being paid by Convo, by ASL Bloom, by Hearview, by Google, by Samsung, whatever, if there is money going into your bank account, you need to disclose. Now, I don't know if Hearview is paying people to make ads, or if it's just, hey, we want to give you these glasses, you don't have to make a video. I don't know. But that's something to keep in mind. You do have to be transparent. It is the law to be transparent. At least in the United States of America. Do not quote me on other countries. But I know for sure under the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, you need to disclose if it's an ad. And yeah, you're gonna want to disclose if it's gifted to. Some people may very well be upset if you are taking a paid deal. Honestly, who gives a damn? Make that money. We all need to make money. So if there's a brand deal, and I'm talking generally, if there's a brand deal, frickin' take it. Just disclose it. It doesn't matter if Susan here gets mad. You're getting paid, okay? You need to get paid. You've got bills to pay, right? I think the other thing that needs to be brought up is that I don't know personally. I don't know if there is a way for anybody to know unless an influencer comes out and says it. There's no way to know if they knew that potentially, allegedly, Hearview, etc. grabbed it wholesale, private labeled it, and sent it off as their own. Because you know what brands know how to do? Or typically or should know what to do? Market themselves. So they can be talking to the influencer directly or their manager and say, hey, we did this, we did that. And if they know how to sell a product, then yeah, the influencer's gonna believe it. There have been moments, even if you're doing your due diligence as much as you can, sometimes things slip under the cracks, right? And then you just go, oh, oops, that sucks. Happened to me with the nano hearing aids or amplifiers that I promoted, way back when. So there's no way to know for sure. Although, of course, some of these people that might be firing back now, you never know. It's speculation. So there is just a chance that, something's happened. Some people are just really good at, selling you a product and asking you to promote that product. And you're like, oh, that sounds great. And then nobody's perfect. So yeah, I know that this is a video that's coming out in the middle of everything, and I know that more stuff is gonna go back and forth, but I just thought that was maybe something to talk about on YouTube, because I have to make content, and I talk about technology and accessible tech, and I mean it's in my wheelhouse. They're definitely not gonna wanna contact me though. Definitely not. Oh well. I already wear hearing aids. I don't want to wear glasses. That will also make me have a headache. So let me know what you think about all this down below. This is going to get uploaded to YouTube first, or maybe I will upload both to YouTube and Facebook on the same day. So YouTube is probably going to be like, what are y'all talking about? Whereas Facebook is going to be like, oh, I have opinions. But it is what it is. So for more about accessibility, disability, deafness, etc., I actually might write about this. I do have a Patreon page. So for as low as $1 a month, you get lots of exclusive, lots of extra content, and it helps me pay my bills, and I have to replace these ear molds that have a tear in them. They're ripped. Just a little bit. But I have to pay for new ones in a few days. So consider that. Or become a channel member down below. I also have other websites if you want to go look. Be sure to subscribe if you have not yet. Would love to have you hit that notification bell so you are aware of future uploads. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch little old me. And I will see you later. Bye.